Well, today I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on new Linkin Park, talking about the live stream, the new song, and also Emily Armstrong, and also all the controversy, giving my thoughts on that and all that good stuff. But before I dive into that, of course, for the newer viewers, I might as well go ahead and give my history with the band so you guys know where I'm coming from or what kind of fan I am. So with Linkin Park, this was the first band I ever got into, actually. When I first became a fan, Emptiness to Midnight was their latest album at the time, and Hybrid Theory and Meteor to me are perfect albums, and Meteor is one of my favorite albums of all time and also my favorite Linkin Park album. I do enjoy Minutes to Midnight. I think that's also another album that's one of their best. I do like A Thousand Suns and Living Things. I also do like The Hunting Party. I really dug that album when it first came out, especially. And I do still think One More Light is probably their worst album, and really the only dud in their discography, at least in my opinion. But yeah, fast forward to now, Linkin Park is now back with a new lineup. Of course, we got a new singer and a new drummer. But let's first talk about the live stream. So my thoughts on the live stream, fairly mixed if I'm being honest. I think Emily sounded fine when they were performing the new song, the new single. But when it comes to her vocal performance during the classic Linkin Park songs, of course, again, very mixed bag for me. When she's straight up singing, I think she sounds fine, especially in a song like Lost. Again, when they were performing that song, I thought she sounded great. But where my problems lean into are really the more harsher vocals or the screams. For me, there were times where it was maybe a bit too rasp for me, and maybe it's a preference thing. It probably is, but either way, there were times where there was maybe a bit too rasp for me, and maybe that's a part of her style, and if that is the case, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but for me, there were times where there was maybe a bit too much rasp for my liking. And also, I do remember seeing some people mention voice cracks. Yeah, I did notice that too, and those were a little bit distracting. And look, I get it. I mean, it's the first performance that we saw with her, so she might have been nervous with all eyes being on her and her performance and people analyzing her performance and all that. So, I mean, I get all that, but at the same time, even with all that, I still had fairly mixed feelings during that performance, but more with the harsher vocals rather than the clean vocals. When it comes to the clean vocals or slash the singing, I thought she sounded great, but again, with those harsher vocals, I mean, again, with the voice cracks or the rasps, for me, that I wasn't too on board with that. But yeah, her screams, her more harsher vocals were definitely a bit hit or miss for me during that performance. But overall, with all that, I still was on board with this new chapter of Linkin Park. I was still willing to give this new era, go into this new era with an open mind. But moving into the new song, The Emptiness Machine, I think the song is good, but not great or amazing. I know some people are really liking it. I mean, of course, I would say, for me personally, I would say it's definitely much better than really anything off of their last album, except for maybe one or two songs, but that's a big maybe though. But I still think this is a solid song. It definitely reminds me most of The Hunting Party and Minutes to Midnight. Those albums the most, rather than, of course, their signature iconic style with Hybrid Theory and Meteor, which is the sound that is most associated with this band, and for understandable reasons. But yeah, overall, I like the song. Wouldn't say I love it. I do like her vocals in the song, and I think her and Mike do have great chemistry, such as towards the end of that song. But yeah, good song, but wouldn't say that I love it though. But it is a song that I'm willing to continue going back to just to see if it gets better and better with each listen. And so far, I'll admit, it is getting better. But moving into Emily herself, I mean, I would say she does have a good voice. I mean, but when it comes to the controversy about the whole Scientology stuff, and yes, I did see her response to all the controversy with the IG stories, if I remember correctly. I did see her responses there, and I'll admit, the Scientology stuff doesn't really bother me personally. If it bothers you, nothing wrong with that. You do you, but for me, that stuff doesn't really bother me. As long as that stuff doesn't get pushed into the music or the live performances, then for me, I don't mind. I don't really care. But yeah, with all of this, it still does kind of feel weird for me because, again, we're so used to listening to Linkin Park with Chester on vocals. It feels, and he has such an iconic, unique voice that no one can replicate. And I mean, and even some of his vocal lines are definitely not easy to perform. If I remember correctly, he said, I think I saw this like in an interview or a video somewhere on YouTube where he said Crawling was one of the tougher songs for him to perform live vocally. But I mean, yeah, it still feels kind of weird hearing Linkin Park with a new vocalist or a different vocalist, and it's not a man-woman type of thing for me. It's just, again, just hearing a different vocalist in general still kind of feels weird for me. But still, even with all that, I'm still open to this new era and giving it a fair chance and still keeping an open mind. But yeah, that's basically my general thoughts on this new era of Linkin Park, the live stream, the new song, the controversy, and all that. And I guess I'll go ahead and give my thoughts on people's responses to all this, to all this new news and all that. I mean, I've heard some people call this disrespectful or a betrayal. I have seen the negative things that Chester's son has said online, and personally, I don't understand how this is disrespectful. I mean, if the rest of the band members want to continue playing music, let them play. And even if it is under the Linkin Park name, I say let them play. If they want to do it, let them do it. I mean, it's ultimately their music, their band. But at the same time, I have also seen the argument of them that the band should have went under a different name. Honestly, I'm kind of in the middle about that argument. That's kind of a yes or no thing for me. Firstly, I can go either way on that. If they wanted to go under a different name, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But if they want to go under Linkin Park, that's fine with me. Again, especially when you think of the business aspect of that, I can definitely get it too. But yeah, when it comes to some of the responses, some of the responses do kind of roll my eyes. But while other responses to me, I can understand, such as the whole changing having a different name. But when it comes to the whole thing about it being disrespectful, betrayal, stuff like that, for that stuff I personally don't understand. But and if you do believe that, feel free to explain why you think that in the comment section below. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on new Linkin Park, this new era, and all the good stuff. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree with some of the things that I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts on the live stream. Let me know your thoughts on the new song. Do you love it? Do you hate it? More towards the middle. Let me know your thoughts on the controversy. Does the Scientology stuff bother you or does it not? Kind of like with me. And yeah, all that good stuff. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment and a like. Subscribe. Have a nice day and take care.